It says where to go. Okay. Perfect. Now I can see it here too. All right. Welcome everybody. Hello. Happy full moon. It was super early this morning, but we're still like right close in the zone. We're still in the full moon sort of spectrum of time. So I'm just going to chat a little bit here to give anyone time who is actually showing up to the live. While you get ready, just sit somewhere comfortably, move your body in any way that you need to sort of get centered. One quick second, actually. Okay, that'll be better. Okay, everyone. Hello. How are you doing? How is this full moon treating you? This is a pretty intense one. The sun is lighting up Pluto at this time. And any time that we have Pluto activated, Pluto is an energy that works for our ultimate evolution, but it's hidden in the dark a little bit. Like it wants your soul's evolution, really. But, you don't necessarily remember what that is. So it's hidden below in the subconscious. And Pluto deals with everything in the subconscious, how we relate to things that are taboo, it's what we obsess about, it's what we try to possess. Pluto's intense, basically. And whenever Pluto is activated in the sky, it will bring up stuff that is just like core inner kind of stuff, And Pluto has been activated truly for over a year, but beyond that, especially activated in the sky lately because we've had the sun right next to it, and also Venus conjuncted Pluto, went past, retrograded back, hit it again. Once it flips direct again, it will line up with Pluto again, right? So I've talked about this a little bit in my newsletter and all of that sort of stuff, but this year is a 6 year, right? So we just get that by going, it's 2022, so we go 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6, right? And I find that really interesting because that equates to the Lover card in tarot. So when we think about this archetype, this idea of the lover, there is resonance with Venus, and there's also some resonance with Mercury and Gemini, because that is what the tarot card, the Lovers, is associated with. So I find it very, very interesting that this year, the year of the Lover, begins with Venus retrograde and a Mercury retrograde. So that's sort of where we are at this moment, right? We're in the upside down a little bit. We're in full moon, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde. This is... Plus, like with Pluto being activated, right? This is big underworld energy. The Venus retrograde cycle is actually associated with Enyana and her journey to the underworld. And then Mercury, which is retrograde at the moment as well. Mercury is associated with Hermes, who is another deity who could also go to the underworld. This is a little bit special, not all beings, not all deities can just like go down to the underworld, you know. Then we've got Pluto, Lord of the Underworld. We're just in like this major underworldy time, and so tonight we're going to tap into that actively. We're going to take a little bit of a journey to our own personal underworld. For that reason, it might, you know, Pluto's in the air. It's the first full moon lunar temple. We're going to underworld journeying, so it might be a little more intense than previous ones have been. But then again, like, you never really know what is going to bring up what for who, right? So either way, like, however you want to engage with this material, there is no wrong way. Whatever feels good to you, that's perfect. That's great. Okay, so sit down, get comfortable. I would like to open this activity with a prayer. A prayer for you, a prayer for me, a prayer for every living creature on this earth. May they experience more grace, more joy, more love, more nourishment in this moment, forever forward. May they receive the insight that they are looking for. I don't know if plants need insight, but you know what? May all the creatures of the planet just receive what it is that they need in this moment of time. I do this. I started doing this weekly Monday thing as an act of devotion for a goddess that I follow, and I pray that her guidance and grace and love can just live in your heart today and help you in this little mission that we're going to go on. So I'm going to do a little reading here, open up the channel, see if there's any particular themes that everyone watching here tonight should be. Oh, whoa, okay then. I guess that's a yes. Let's see what we got, folks. Ho, 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 ho. I don't normally have this many cards fall out. Give me a moment. Alright, let's see. First card we have is Temperance. This is a card that is associated with the season that we are in as far as solar constellation, which is Sagittarius. And Temperance, too, is a card, you know, this might be about sobriety, too. You know, we're dealing with underworld type themes today, so that would be potentially relevant. Is there some area in your life where you've been going too far in one direction, right? Temperance, on one hand, it's about like taking, if we think about like tempering steel, it would be like taking something, putting it to heat to make it stronger. And Temperance too, it's about like not, you know, the message that I'm getting here is don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Don't let yourself fall out of balance. Find a way to like walk the middle path so long as it is in line with your vision, your values and your vision, right? And then we have the Ace of Swords. Perhaps you are starting some sort of new journey of learning, or perhaps you're starting some sort of new journey in the realm of thought forms, right? Like Swords is mental. Is there a new way that you're thinking recently, and like I'm getting a vibe of study here as well, some sort of new path of study. So let's see, we've got the High Priestess here. This is very much, this is is that true? Yeah, I think it's true. Anyways, this is bringing in like moon vibes, Cancer vibes, tapping into your intuition, giving yourself space for your devotional practices, giving yourself space for, like straight up, what do you need to be, is there some sort of devotional path that you would like to start on? Perhaps with this Ace of Swords, this beginning card, this starting card with the High Priestess. Are you in tune with your own inner priestess? What would you need to do to tap into that and to really like foster that side of yourself? We've got the Tower here. The Tower is very much, in my opinion, a card where you have been doing a lot of inner work, perhaps making a lot of inner realizations. We were all doing a lot of inner work last year. And with the Tower is what happens when the outside world starts to respond to all of this inner work that you've been doing. When you start to be, when you start to outgrow the sort of world that you've set up for yourself a little bit, and maybe it's become safe, maybe it's comfortable, but your inner world starts to expand beyond that, starts to want more, starts to no longer necessarily be satisfied with the same things, the same dynamics, the same sort of relationships, and then your outer world starts to answer. And often this can appear to be very, honestly, like it can be crisis-like. It can be something sudden happening that is like out of your control, happening that suddenly like comes and like knocks down your foundations a little bit. And in Tower times, also like it comes often with intense revelation, right? Like there's almost always lightning on the Tower card. It almost it's got a little bit of a like Eye of Sauron sort of feel to it too. Perhaps things are crashing down around you, and in these moments you get this blast vision of insight. And the thing with the Tower is you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith that whatever is happening, even if it is disruptive, even if it seems like it is not a good thing, even if it seems terrible and scary, you have to have faith that this too is for you instead of happening to you. Eventually it will all make sense. Try not to fight it. Is there a way that you can choose peace in this moment? And perhaps if there's conflict in your life, it's not necessarily about, it's not about rolling over. It's not about letting people, step over your boundaries or anything like that. But can you like just press pause? Can you find a way to this is like a pause in some sort of a fight, moment to stop and just allow peace to move through you instead. It doesn't mean that whatever the conflict or situation is won't ever be what's the word I'm looking for? Won't ever be like, there will be some sort of better, more satisfying resolution eventually. But in this moment, do you just need to pause and stop fighting for a minute and allow yourself to just be at peace, to have that? Something is done. Something is finished. We have the death card. Something is ready to be turned over, it is no longer of use to you, but it will nourish your soil, right? What dies goes into the earth, gets, eaten by all the bacteria, by the worms, gets put out, becomes nutrition for later. It is a constant, ever-going cycle. Allow that to happen. Allow the dead things to die. It's okay. They will give you more. They will give you more nourishment, dead, than they will trying to cling to lifelessness. Something's going on. Perhaps you are not being entirely honest with yourself. Perhaps you are making plans that are built on shaky foundations. Are you trying to be sneaky right now in any way, or trying to sort of shirk responsibility and just run away like a thief in the night? Those are important things to if this is happening, just take a minute to ask if, is this you? Is this you? Have you left a mess and you're just trying to sneak away from it? And, it's possible to, this could be about us. This could be about someone else. This is a card that comes up often when people are lying. Someone isn't being entirely truthful often. And as I've seen it play out most often in my own practice, it is very, very, very often us. In what way are you currently not being truthful to yourself? Is there some sort of place where you are really, really, really trying to stand your ground? What kind of messages are coming in? Pay attention to messages over the next couple of days. And if you ever need advice, you can always ask for it. This is something that was taught to me, I never grew up in any sort of religious family or household. And so I had no idea how to pray. And it was a Christian lady who taught me, actually. But it's really simple. You ask for help and you ask out loud. That's all you need to do. If you need guidance, it is always there for you. Ask out loud and then listen to the world respond, right? Because your answer may come in a way that you didn't expect, but an answer will usually arrive, And with this, there's definitely messages afoot, so pay attention to them. The Queen of Swords, we had this last time come up too. And last time, the feeling that I really got was, use your brain. You can see some sort of a situation quite clearly. You know what it is that you need to do, and you may have to be a little bit cold about it. You may need to really engage your mind and be a little bit on the ruthless side, or perhaps be willing to be misunderstood a little bit. You know, that's okay. It's okay to, you don't need, no one else needs to really like know what's going on in your head. You don't have to prove or validate it to others. If you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? And then we got the Empress here. This is about values. Perhaps we have some shifting values. Perhaps we are in some sort of a like somewhat conflicty kind of situation, and perhaps the answer is to look to your values. This often is also about being open to receive as well. How do you magnetize to you the experiences, things, people, etc. that you want to be drawing into yourself, you know? Okay. See if there's anything else. That was a lot, though. Any last words? Okay. I'm gonna do a little something here. What the hell card are you? 2 sevens. A lot of this is happening in the realm of, in the mental realm, okay? There's some sort of an evolution happening in your thought process. You know, our thoughts and our words can create our reality a lot more than we really realize. And perhaps you're realizing that a particular thought form, thought process isn't, maybe it was useful once, you know, maybe it was survival at one point, but perhaps it is no longer useful anymore. And you're realizing that it's time to shift into something different, a new way of thinking. We've got tons of swords cards here. And like lots of them sort of in a row too. There's some sort of, there's a tapping in, I feel like maybe to some feminine energy. But yeah, lots of like really, really mental energy going on here. But without further ado, so I want to get into it. I don't want this to be too super, super crazy long. Let's do this. Okay. Get comfortable. And we're going to go on a little adventure into our own personal underworlds. Okay. Close your eyes. Take some deep breath. And then I'm going to have you hum a bit. Hum a bit just to sort of, it's essentially like a bell, right? When you hum, it's like you're activating your energy centers, right? Getting your energy moving and sort of just like ringing yourself out, getting ready to vibrate more. Okay, so do a little hum for me, something with your tongue at the top of at the roof of your mouth, okay? Oh, hello, there's live people, yay! So do some humming. You can sing it, you can chant it, anything that feels good to you. Let's do one more. Oh. want you to twist your hips a little bit. You got your spine moving. Lay down. Okay. Take some deep breaths. Close your eyes. And look out into the darkness in front of you. Find the spaciousness in that darkness. And as you explore all of the darkness around you, feel that you can move through this in any way that you want. You can move up and down, sort of like you're floating in, around, side to side. And as you're in the darkness, you can hear the sounds of running water. And as you look out into the darkness, you can see a little bit of light, as if there were some bioluminescent plants in the darkness along the sides of this little stream. So I want you to follow this stream and follow it into the darkness. And as you start to follow the stream, it starts to lead down deeper. So just keep following this stream, and it'll go deeper and deeper. And as you follow it, it sinks lower into yourself. And as you go deeper down, you know yourself to be protected. You're not going outside of yourself. You're not going anywhere scary. You're just going deeper into yourself. And as you go deeper down, you can feel that you are safe and that you are protected. And you go deeper and deeper down. And as you follow this little stream, you feel wings sprout from your ankles, and it makes you light. It gives you the power to move anywhere you want to down here. You go deeper and deeper down. And as you go, you hear the water start to get a little bit louder. A little bit louder, and you can hear the rushing of it. You follow it to the crest of a waterfall. Now go over the waterfall and go down. When you get to the bottom of the waterfall, there's a shallow pool. And reflected in the mirror of this shallow pool, you can see a doorway. You can see a great quartz gate. As you walk up to the gate, you feel that you are here to retrieve something. You are here for some sort of test. You do not fear the test. You know it is time that you are here to pass the test. So you see this great quartz gate. What do you notice? Are there any words on it? Are there any feelings coming through to you? Any questions being asked of you? Before you enter this gate, is there any sort of protection that you need? Do you have an item of protection, an item of power? Take a moment to do anything that you must do, and then pass through this gate into the Underworld. What do you see here? What do you notice? What is the landscape like? Is there anything that you might like to change about the landscape? Look around. What do you see? What do you see over to the left? Is there still water here? As you move further, you come to another gate. You come to a giant ruby gate. What are the words above the gate? What is the wisdom that you are picking up at this gate? Now is a good time to activate the Watcher within. As we move through the gates, we may see things. We may see parts of our story that are part of this cycle, part of this, part of the old lessons before we learned the lesson. And as we activate our Watcher within, this gives us the capability to see these from a little bit of a distance without being pulled into the feelings, the immediacy, being able to see it from afar. Once you pass through this gate, you're going to start to see things, moments in time, times before that the lesson was repeated and you had no idea that it was any sort of a lesson. Are you ready to step through the ruby gate? Go ahead. Step through now. What do you see? You may walk past the scene, taking your time, viewing it from afar. As you walk past, up ahead, you see a great citrine gate. What are the words above the gate? What is the piece of wisdom that you get to pick up here? And when you cross through this gate, you will see another scene. When you are ready, enter the gate. What do you see? What is the scene before you? As you walk past, what wisdom can you pick up from this moment? Look at it from afar with love and pass through to the next gate. The next gate is a great emerald gate. What do the words above this gate say? What is the wisdom that you have picked up, that you are bringing through this gate? Walk through the gate when you are ready. Now what do you see here when your heart began to soften? When you began to open more deeply to the lesson? You weren't quite there. You weren't quite past it. You weren't the watcher. You didn't realize that it was a lesson at the time. What do you see here? Take your time. Walk past. And up ahead, you see a great sapphire gate. What do the words above the gate say? What is the wisdom that you get to take past this gate? And when you are ready, walk through. And what do you see here? What is the scene? Perhaps here you began to realize what the lesson was. Perhaps here it began to move. You began to see it. You began to understand. And as you were ready, walk past. And up ahead, you see a gorgeous sapphire gate. What do the words above this gate say? What is the wisdom that you are bringing? It's becoming clearer now, isn't it? Step through. And what is it that you see here? I know this is repetitive a little bit, but we have to move through. There are multiple trials. Once you enter the underworld, you can't go back, you must go through. And what is it that you see here? What sort of wisdom is pouring through here? What sort of wisdom will you be carrying past this gate? They were all connected. All of these scenes, all of these moments bringing you here, bringing you forward. And as you look ahead, there is a diamond, a great diamond gate. And Pluto stands at the gates. And in his hands is a large piece of gold. You go and you stand before him and you look him in the eye. And he asks, "What is this gift?" What will you tell him? And he smiles and he hands it to you. He's no longer keeping it safe. It is for you. You can keep it safe. You get to take it now. Say thank you. Take your treasure and pass through the gate. Out of the underworld, but still down low. But that is okay, because you have wings on your feet. Take some time to look around at the reflecting pool. What do you hear? How does it feel? And when you are ready, start to move up again. Follow the sound of the stream, follow the rush of the waterfall, and fly yourself back up. Higher, and higher. And you move your way up, up, up. Until you are back up in the original darkness. Take a moment here for stillness. Take a moment here to allow this treasure, this gift, to sink in, to incorporate, to become a part of you, a part of your waking world. And then slowly move your fingers, move your body, start to come back to your body. And when you are ready, open your eyes. What was that like? What did you see? What sort of wisdom did you find? What sort of treasure do you hold now? I love doing stuff like this. I would love to get a group going of some of us who might like to do this live with a little more actual participation, a conversation, a sacred circle sort of thing. So yeah, let me know if you might be interested in something like that. I'm not going to go on too much longer. I don't want to disturb your peace, your vibe. So for now, I will just say happy full moon. Thank you so much if you've made it to the end of this. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. Take a moment of time to thank yourself for doing this, just like spiritual hygiene, essentially. I love you all. I hope that this spoke love into your hearts tonight. And I just hope you have a really great night. Thank you.